So today I have swatches of the Holiday 2015 collection from KBShimmer. There are 13 polishes in this collection and then one charity polish, so I'm going to throw them all into this video. I'm sorry if this video is a little bit late. These have been out for a little while. I was short one polish, so I was waiting for that before I could do the video. So I will link the website down below where you guys can check these out, and I will get into the swatches. So the first polish is called Fleece Navidad, and this is a kind of whitish gray holographic with these really fine blue shimmers in it, almost like little tiny flakies. So here's one coat. So this one is a bit sheer on the first coat. Formula is pretty good. I feel like it could run down the sides of the nail a little bit if you weren't careful, but it's not bad. So here's two coats. This is still just a tiny bit sheer and streaky on the second coat, so I'm going to do a third. Again, great formula though. Like I said, I feel like it's just thin enough that it would maybe run to the sides if you put a really thick coat on, but other than that, I think you'll be fine. The formula is pretty good. So here's three coats. So this one is completely opaque in 3. It does dry a little bit dull, so you will want a top coat. So there is 3 coats of Fleece Navidad. The next polish is called Smoke Signal, and this is a gray jelly base. This has red, orange, some kind of gunmetal metallic glitters, and then there's also some holographic kind of bluey green glitters in there as well. So here's one coat. This one is a little bit sheer on the first coat, but you do get a good amount of glitter out. Takes just a little bit of manipulation to get that spread out evenly. Formula on this one is good, smooth, easy to apply. So here's 2 coats. So this one does cover completely on 2 coats. The base is a little bit sheer still at 2 coats, but if you can get some glitter on the last half of your nail, it should cover that up. And no fishing or swirling for any of that glitter. It comes out really, really easily. So there is 2 coats of Smoke Signal. The next polish is called For Fox's Sake, and this is kind of like a burnt coral color. So here's one coat. This one is nearly a 1 coat, or just a very minimal amount of streaking on the first coat. Fantastic formula on this one too. So here's 2 coats. And this one does cover completely in 2. Again, fantastic, like perfect formula on this. So there is 2 coats of For Fox's Sake. The next polish is called How Corny, and this is kind of a yellowy nude base. This has a really cool glitter mix in it. There's gold and yellow and orange and purple and like a lighter green. It's really, really unique. So here's one coat. This one covers pretty well on the first coat. It is absolutely packed with glitter. You get a ton of glitter out on the brush, no fishing or swirling. Takes a little bit of manipulation to spread it out evenly, but there is a ton of glitter there. Formula is great, smooth, easy to apply. Like I said, just a little bit of manipulation to evenly spread out that glitter. So here's 2 coats. This one covers completely in 2. As with just about every Corelli glitter mix like this, the base will dry down smaller than the glitter, so it'll be a little bit rough to the touch unless you put some top coat on it. So there is 2 coats of How Corny. The next polish is called I'll Miss You, and this is a taupe Corelli base with multi-chrome flakies. So here's one coat. So this one is considerably sheer on the first coat. Formula is good though, smooth, easy to apply. It doesn't run or pool anywhere considering it's a little bit sheer. Usually we'd end up with polishes like this that are even a tiny bit on the sheer side. They always want to run, but this one doesn't. So here's 2 coats. Surprisingly, this one covers completely on 2 coats. I didn't think it would because it was so sheer on the first, but it builds up really nicely. It might be right on the edge though. For some people you might want to do 3, or you might end up needing 3 depending on your application, but I have to look really, really close to see any nail lines, so I don't think it's worth a 3rd coat. So there is 2 coats of I'll Miss You. The next polish is called Colon 1, and this is a dark, dark gray holographic. So here's one coat. This one is nearly opaque in 1 coat, but it's not quite there. I just have a few lighter spots. Formula is fantastic though, and this has a super strong holographic. So here's 2 coats. So this one covers completely in 2, and you can see it deepens the color a little bit as well. This one does dry a little bit dull, so you will want a top coat. So there is 2 coats of Colon 1. The next polish is called Kind of a Big Dill, and this is I don't know, it's a pine green, but I feel like it's just a little bit on the yellow side of a pine green, and then it has silver and gold, I think silver and gold, either that or just gold, holographic micro glitter in it. So here's one coat. This one is a little bit light on the first coat, but it does actually cover pretty well. Formula is good, smooth, easy to apply. So here's 2 coats. This one covers completely in 2, but I can see where depending on your application you might need 3. You can probably end up getting some streaks where it's a little bit lighter. Again, great formula. It will be a little bit on the gritty side though when it dries, so you will want a top coat. So there is 2 coats of kind of a big dill. The next polish is called Brrr-tiful Dreamer, and this is kind of a dusty purple crelly base with blue, purple, silver, and pink glitters mixed in. So here's 1 coat. This one covers pretty well on the first coat, and you do get a pretty good amount of glitter out. Formula is good, smooth, easy to apply. So here's 2 coats, and this one covers completely in 2. Again, as with any of these crelly polishes, they will dry a little bit uneven because the base will dry smaller than the glitter, so you will want a top coat. So there is 2 coats of Brrr-tiful Dreamer. The next polish is sELFie, and this is a green, gold, silver, and red glitter mix. There is a mix of matte and metallic in here. So here's 1 coat. This one covers pretty well on the first coat. You do get a good amount of glitter out. I do think you could probably use this as a topper in 1 coat if you were really careful to thin it out, but I'm going to try to get it opaque on its own. Formula is actually pretty good. I mean, it feels like a glitter, but it's not super, super thick, which is what can happen when you have really dense glitters like this. So here's 2 coats. Looking at this, I actually don't think that there's any gold in here. I think it's a lighter shade of green that's holographic, so it reflects a lot of different colors. It looked really gold in the bottle. This one is nearly completely opaque on the second coat. If you look very carefully, you can see some gaps in between the glitter. I don't think it's necessarily enough for a 3rd coat for everyone, but I'm going to do one just to show it. So here's 3 coats. So this one actually doesn't cover much better on the 3rd coat than it did on the second, so I definitely don't think the 3rd coat is necessary. You will definitely want a top coat though, because this is going to get very, very gritty. You'll want to smooth it out, maybe even 2 coats of top coat. Because this is starting to get a little thick, granted I don't really think you need this 3rd coat. If you do want it completely covered, you'll probably want to sponge it on. So there is 3 coats, I think you really only need 2 of sELFie. The next polish is called Holo Night, and this is a silver and blue holographic glitter mix. There are stars and hexes in here, and then there's a very, very fine dusting of silver holographic and micro glitter as well. And I am layering this one over OPIs. I can only wear OPI. So here's 1 coat. This one is a little bit base heavy. It did sink pretty badly on me, so I had to have it sitting upside down, and then I did have to give it a couple of really good, like, slap the palm of my hand with it shakes. To be able to get the glitter to the top of the bottle. And I am having to do some swirling to get those stars out as well. It takes a little bit of manipulation, but not that much. So there is 1 coat of Holo Night. The next polish is called Chili Pepper, and this is a medium red cream. So here's 1 coat. This one covers really well on the first coat. I can still see just a tiny bit of my nail line though, so I'm going to do 2. This, like for Fox's Sake, the other cream in the collection, has an incredible formula. It's just perfect. So here's 2 coats. So this one deepens up quite a bit on the second coat. I can still see a tiny bit of my nail line on 2, but it is so minimal I don't think it's worth a 3rd. This dries super, super shiny. If you do have really, really white tips, you might end up needing that 3rd coat to cover it up, but mine aren't super, super white, so. So there is 2 coats of Chili Pepper. So the next polish is called Yule Worthy, and this is a deep kind of brownie plum color with a ton of shimmer and like what looks like glass fleck shimmer and flakies. A ton of shimmer in this. So here's 1 coat. This one covers really well on the first coat, just a little bit streaky. Formula is great, smooth, easy to apply. So here's 2 coats. This one covers completely in 2. Again, great formula. Because this is like fleekies and glass fleck shimmer as opposed to glitter, it should be pretty easy to remove. So there is 2 coats of Yule Worthy. I just wanted to point out that that was definitely sterling silver flakies in there. It's hard to tell because they get tinted by the base, but that's definitely all it was. You can see on my cotton ball here they're just a bunch of silver flakies. So the next polish is called Claws in Effect, and this is a kind of purpley blue holographic with some blue shimmer in it. So here's 1 coat. This one covers pretty well on the first coat. It's not completely opaque, it's a bit sheer still. Looks like it might have some of those same blue sparkles in it that Fleece Navidad did as well. Great formula, smooth, easy to apply. This does feel like it's a little bit on the thinner side compared to the last holographic. So here's 2 coats. This one covers completely on 2, and you can really see those blue shimmers in there. This one actually dried pretty shiny, which you don't see super often in a holographic. So there is 2 coats of Claws in Effect. And the last polish is not technically part of the holiday collection, but it is called Toying Around, and this is the Toys for Tots charity polish for this year. KBShimmer does one every year. So $4 from each bottle that's sold will be donated to Toys for Tots. So this one is part of the holiday collection, but not technically part of the holiday collection. But it's just a matte glitter mix with a few holographic sparkles dusted around through there as well. And I'm layering this one over OPI's Gelato on My Mind. So here's 1 coat. So this one actually covers pretty well. You get a lot of glitter out. I don't have to do too much fishing or swirling on the bottle to get the glitter out. It does take a little bit of manipulation because these are all larger glitters. It will dry a little bit chunky just because of all the large glitter in there, so you will definitely want a top coat. So there is 1 coat of Toying Around. So I cannot pick a favorite. I have a toss-up between sELFie and Kind of a Big Dill. They're both green, which is interesting, but this one, Kind of a Big Dill, is just like some of my favorite KBShimmers. The navy, Carpe Denim, and then a Raisin to Live with a really deep base and the small holographic glitters that just, I don't know how they do it, but they just look so amazing together. And this is the green version of that, so this obviously goes in there, and then anything that's like traditional Christmas colors, I always gravitate towards as well, and this one, sELFie, is also super, super sparkly. So those 2 are my favorites. So that is the KBShimmer Winter 2015 collection. I will link the website down below because these are available right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you later.